Welcome back. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Bob Pompeani and Gene Collier. We want your tweets at KDPomp at Gene Collier. Rob Gateway says this, Gene. Guys, why was Kyle Crick unavailable after a day off Monday and one inning of work yesterday? And I think that is a logical question to ask.
That's a good question. I don't know how many pitches he threw, but that's a good question.
But it's one inning. It couldn't have been. He was pretty effective.
Yeah, he was effective. So it's probably not more than 20.
All right, let's go to Altoona, Pennsylvania. We have Clint. Hello, Clint. How are you?
How you guys doing?
What's up?
No, before I ask my hockey question, I was really disappointed in my Celtics tonight. After they won the first game of that series, boy, they went downhill fast after that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was disappointed. I think Kyrie Irving's probably on his way out. But my hockey question is, you had it right on the nose earlier when you talked about the baseball in Major League Baseball. There's usually it's going to be the same old teams that pretty much everybody's familiar with that gets in the playoffs and everything. But hockey, you have that, like Gene said earlier, the parity. I mean, how many times in the last 10 years you saw like a number 8 seed barely get in and then go on and win the Stanley Cup? You don't see that anywhere, hardly any sports. What I don't like or surprised by, just a lot of people, fans have apathy, like for hockey. They just don't care one way or the other about it. They don't watch it. What do you think that is?
I just think it's a regional sport, and thank you, appreciate the call. It's a good one. Gene, you would agree with that, right? I mean, some parts of the country just don't have it, they don't watch it, so therefore that's what you're up against. It's an obstacle that you cannot overcome. But I do like, and the reason you have that is because of a salary cap.
Yeah.
Same is true of football. Football, you can go from first to worst to worst to first in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think the NHL salary cap has been tremendously successful, and it's really, saved the Penguins. But as far as overall parity of the leagues go, I mean, I would agree with the caller. I think the NHL, might have it the best right now.
All right, now I'm having a problem, I think, with us, Gene. I think you and I do not get whatever that caller said. So, Will, and we've had two other people here say that he's right. The last caller was referring to the pitch being recorded as a strike, yet he claimed the ump was calling a ball. So that wouldn't be on the ump, who he referred to as a goof, right? That would be on...
Our question is recorded where?
I guess on the screen.
On the
bug or whatever, but that's not the ump's problem, which I still don't understand.
No, that's a problem.
But we have another one. Moonlight Graham comes to the defense. He says, caller was saying the pitch is a strike. The count on the batter indicates strike. He thinks he is hearing the umpire indicate strike, yet he's yelling ball. Have to say sometimes that comes out ump's mouth. It doesn't sound like a strike. It sounds like ball call.
So what? What is the problem?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't... Oh, Murray in Monroeville, help us out here. We're having a problem.
Yeah, I saw that.
What are you talking? What is? Please explain it to me.
Explain it to us. Take all the time you need.
The umpire was throwing out his right hand and saying ball.
You mean he was gesturing that it was a strike but calling a ball?
That's what was coming out of his mouth. I noticed that.
How many times did you notice it? Once or multiple times?
Oh, multiple times. And he was shouting it out. And,
all right, well, I'm sorry to the caller.
I didn't see all of the A's games, but sometimes with the umpire...
Well, that may have been that 14-1 game, and you probably didn't want to watch that one, right?
Well, I don't know, but...
all right, thank you for the clarification.
And indicating with his arm that it was a strike.
I don't know. All right. We're going to go to line 4, and Al in Bethel Park. Hello, Al.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
We're good, thanks, I think.
Gene, let me ask you a question. Enough about the salary cap, because the Pirates don't spend money, so enough about that.
But if they were forced to, they would have to.
No, Bob Nutting rather buy ski resorts. Let me get my question in before you go. The rule of this luxury sharing thing is that all these big market teams give you money. You're supposed to put them back into the baseball product. It's clear Bob Nutting has not done this. So, Gene, can't baseball remove him for violation of the best interest in baseball because he's not following the luxury tax rules? Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what baseball can do about that. Bob Nutting will just say, yes, I've put all of this into the Dominican Baseball Academy, and that effectively is putting it back into the team. But the Pirates are one of the 3 teams being investigated on just this charge. The Tampa Bay is another one. I forget who the third one is. So, they evidently they can do something. Exactly what, I don't know.
See, the problem is when it says invest into baseball operations, it could be anything, unless it's specific, right? I think I'd rather have it say, good, this money comes to you and it must go to your payroll. Because that's why the whole thing was created to begin with, correct?
I don't know.
Well, do you hear call when he said ball or strike?
Stop it.
We're due for a break. We'll take and come back with more right here on Pittsburgh CW.